This episode of CGTN live stream, I'm Xinchen here in southwest China, a county called Santai in the Sichuan province. So today's episode is a part of CGTN's special program, The Last Mile, to document China's progress to eliminate absolute poverty by next year. And right now I'm inside a museum, a very special one. It's a museum on a specific herb called lilyturf. To be more exact, the lilyturf root. An herb has been used for Chinese traditional medicine for over 2,000 years. Why is it so special? Because here in China, the government's efforts to eliminate poverty, one of the key strategies is to boost local the commercialization of local niche. And the lilyturf is one of the niche products here in Santai County of Sichuan province. But what does it look like? So it might sound unfamiliar to you. To be honest, this is my first time to learn more about this plant. And this is what it is being called, the lilyturf. But the useful part is not the grass. It looks just like grass. It's lilyturf. It's the root part. And if my camera person can zoom in a little, 我们近一点, we can see there are tubers growing on the root. And that's the part that the locals can turn it into gold. But to learn more about these specific agricultural product, this type of specialty here in Santai, I need a little bit of help, a local expert. And we have Yang Yiming from Assistant Director from Santai, lilyturf Root Industry Service Office. And welcome to our program, Mr. Yang. And because here in Southwest China, in Sichuan, even though they speak Mandarin, they speak with a strong dialect, a strong accent. So I need a little bit of help from my helper here, Pan Yanghong. So she's going to help me to translate a lot of the answers and expertise Mr. Yang is going to show us. So first, Mr. Yang, can you tell us more about lilyturf root? 就杨主任啊，我们现在能再讲一些，就比如说我们的麦冬它的一些特性、一些特征吗？
行，因为麦冬呢，它属于这个沿节草属。这边这个就是我们的麦冬，它有地上部分的叶片和地下部分的块根组成。我们中药里面入的麦冬呢，就是因为它块根膨大之后形成的这个麦冬，就是我们现在入药的一种。然后从
So this lilyturf is a kind of grass. It is composed of the grass on the ground and the root under the ground. And you see the lilyturf root can be used as a traditional Chinese medicine.
因为麦冬呢，这个块根就形成了中药。麦冬的须根呢，我们现在作为四川的地方特色食品，已经综合开发利用。
And the fibril of the lilyturf has become a very important specialty in Santai County.
So I need to clarify that a little bit. Just as I have mentioned about, because the roots of lilyturf grow tubers, it's just like potatoes, but of course a lot smaller. And so the flashy root part is the most precious part here in Santai. That's the thing that I can really sell. But then we can also see regular root that the locals call it fibril. And those roots are also useful, and that's also very important thing for locals to develop better ways to use more of that product. So we know that actually lilyturf root is one of the iconic ingredients in Chinese traditional medicine. But what are some of the properties of this herb? 就是我们具体可以讲到麦冬的一些，就是讲到药性会有哪些，它哪些能保健的啊？这个特性是怎样的呢？
行。因为麦冬呢，它是一种辅药，在我们这个主要是这个滋阴润肺、益胃生津和这个清心促烦。目前呢，我们麦冬这个经典配方中，就是含有麦冬的中成药呢，有380多个。你比如说，
So this lilyturf root is a kind of supplement medicine. It can be used to nourish in and moisten our lungs. Now we have more than 380 traditional Chinese medicines with lilyturf root as the raw material.
So right in front of us, this is a animation installed here in this museum. So basically, it's displaying all those different types of Chinese Sorry for the interruption. As I have mentioned previously, we're traveling through southwest China, and we're in a small county called Sentai, pretty remote, and we are in line with 4G, and we just ran into some technical issues. But let's just catch up. So we were just talking about how lilyturf root, a herb that has been used in Chinese traditional medicine for over 2,000 years. And here locals in Xinchen are trying to turn that herb into gold. And what we're talking about, all those different recipes that, these are Chinese, traditional Chinese medicine recipes. And as we have talking about with our expert, Yang Yiming, who is the assistant director from Sentai, lilyturf root industry service office. So, Mr. Yan, tell us a little bit more about these recipes. Show us one of those more iconic and special recipes. 哪副药是我们其实可以比较有典型性的呢？
你比如说我们这个生脉注射液，生脉注射液呢，它主要是人在发生生命危机的时候，一种抢救的一种重要的药。
This is Shenmai injection is very alcoholic symbol of the lilyturf root. It can be used for the shock and many other dangerous diseases.
So we can see that there are 3 different ingredients. So what are the relationships there? 就是我们可以看到，因为有3副药这边，就它们的这种关系是怎样？
目前呢，这个生脉注射液呢，它由人参、麦冬和5味子组成。在中药里面呢，主要一个君臣佐使。君药呢，就是根据它的药的不同作用起的不同作用，分为君臣佐使。君呢就是人参，佐药呢就是麦冬。
So it is composed of 3 materials like ginseng, the lilyturf root, and the fruit of Chinese myglolyvan. Because of the difference of their functions and proportion in this Shenmai injection, so they are at different levels.
So basically that means like in this special Chinese medicine recipe, so ginseng is the main ingredients in the injection, but then lilyturf root is the second most important ingredient in this part, and then we have some other things to kind of add in more properties to this. And actually, I just saw it in Chinese. Actually, it's really good for cardiovascular diseases. So let's move on a little bit, because we're talking about medicine here. But I know people like locals here in Sentai, they're not just thinking about medicine. They're not just thinking about Chinese traditional medicine. They're not just thinking about farming or grow lilyturf root. So what is the plan for Sentai to really kind of create, like to turn the herb into gold？ 就是杨主任就讲到我们其实三台整个我们的麦冬产业是怎样的？
我们麦冬产业呢，经过历届的县委县城发展了，现在已经达到了近6万亩，近6万亩，这是产量呢，居了这个全国的70%以上，出口呢占了80%以上。
After generation development, the lilyturf root has reached 63 mu construction area with 70% of the output and 80% of the exports nationwide.
So 63 mu in Chinese mu is basically about I don't know, many hectares. I think it's about 5 or to 6 hectares worth of lilyturf root. So right here is a bird's eye view of the lilyturf root farm, the lilyturf farmland here in Sentai County. And I just want to point out, local call it a God-given herb. So as I have mentioned, this herb has been used in traditional Chinese medicine for over 2,000 years, and here in Sentai, growing this specific herb, history of it can be traced back to 700 years ago, and 70% of China's production of lilyturf root actually comes from here. And a lot of the lilyturf exports to elsewhere from China are also lilyturf roots from this specific county, 80% of it actually. But Mr. Yang, so we have a huge land for lilyturf root, and Sentai is China's largest producer for lilyturf root. But what about the future? As I have mentioned, locals are not really focusing on just the drug making or creating Chinese traditional medicine recipes. 因为我们除了一产之外，还有其他的一些动作吗？
有，我们这个麦冬呢，因为它是第一个呢，主要是根据这个山产融合发展， 一个是抓好我们的一产，二一个呢，重要的是抓好我们这个产业链延伸，特别是二产上这个麦冬的精深开发这一块。
We'll attach great importance to the comprehensive development of lilyturf root industry, including the first industry and the second industry. That means the extension of the industrial chain.
So Mr. Yang also said that locals are really trying to kind of deprocess lilyturf root, so basically to really extract the properties from the herb to make more products. For example, well, of course we have the medical value, but we also have, lilyturf roots can be is edible, and also is really great for health and fitness products, cosmetics, and etc. But in addition to secondary industries, that's basically producing consumer products like drinks and food with the lilyturf root. What about tertiary sector? What about the service industry? 就其实我也发现，就是除了一产二产，其实我们的服务产业，然后以及我们可能旅游啊、贸易，其实也是一个重点的一个发展项目，对吗？
对对对，因为这个麦冬呢，它是常年这个绿化的，就是说一年不衰退嘛，就是不枯萎。所以呢，根据这个特点呢，我们发展那个文旅，以麦冬特色小镇为重点来发展那个旅游康养这一块产业。
Since the lilyturf root can be used for green development, so we have developed the culture, tourism, and healthcare with the lilyturf root as the nucleus.
So, but still, I believe like the secondary industry. Like making those consumer products is still the biggest part. It received the biggest efforts from. Apologies for the interruptions again, but let's just catch up a little bit. We're talking about the secondary industry here in Xinchen. Basically means producing, deprocessing lilyturf root to produce like cosmetics, food and beverages with the lilyturf root in it, and it is the biggest part for the local development to boost incomes from lilyturf roots. Tell us a little bit more about that, Mr. Yang. 就讲到我们的二产，讲到我们的产品吧，食品产品，就是目前现在有哪些进展的和核心的一些力量？
行，因为我们为了这个让更多的人享受到我们发展麦冬大健康产业这个红利，所以我们着力在这个麦冬的饮料、保健品和日化品上面发力。目前呢，我们这个麦冬的饮料，麦冬旺已经出来了。麦冬的日化品，像洁面奶和洁面液已经出来了，还有我们的保健品五麦饮和金麦房已经出来了。更快说有望呢，很快的与大家见面。
To make sure that the local farmers can enjoy the benefits of the lilyturf root industry, and now we have produced some beverages, cosmetics, and healthcare products, like the toners and some other dairy products, and you will enjoy all these products soon.
And I believe in addition to all these homemade products, like exporting is also a key pillar here, right？ 就是我们讲到贸易呢，外贸这边的，因为其实80%的麦冬出口也是来自于三台嘛。
对。因为这个是我们现在的一个是国内的消费，另外一个就是出口日本、东南亚等国家，特别是他们日本用于汉方这一块，的原料很多用于麦冬，我们也希望我们的麦冬呢，让世界人民都能享受到。
Now we have the domestic consumption and overseas consumption, like Japan and Southeastern Asia. You know, some raw materials of Japanese food is also from the lilyturf fruit in Sentai County. We want to make sure the global people can also enjoy the benefits of this industry.
So basically, lilyturf root is not just a China specialty because it's actually widely used in South Korea as well as in Japan for like supplements, for their version of traditional medicine and over-the-counter products. Is the property to moist lungs and to fight inflammation and etc. Thank you so much, Mr. Yang. 谢谢您，谢谢您，谢谢您. And also special thanks to my translator, Pan Yanghong. Yes. So, but I think I forgot to mention one thing. So right here, there are some products for cosmetics made with the lilyturf root. But I'm sorry, I forgot to show you what actually the lilyturf root, the dried lilyturf root, used in Chinese traditional medicine. It's how it really looks like. And right here we have some dried version of it. So this is the lilyturf root. Dried lilyturf root tubers. That's the tuber, cut from the root stem, and this is the magical bead that I can turn into millions, billions here in Santa. And right now, lilyturf root is bringing about 3 billion yuan a year to Santa. But still, half of that comes from box sales of these raw material for other medicine producers. But that market is saturating, is being pretty crowded right now. So that's why they are really trying to boost the secondary industry or the tertiary service sectors to really bring in more money to local farmers. And I spoke with one of the farmers who had been growing lilyturf root for about almost a decade. And what he has been finding out is like once they reach a scale of economy, for example, that a per se farmer has about 2 hectares worth of lilyturf root planned. So it gives the whole family a really good source of income, better than he was working as a migrant worker in southern China. So I think I need to wrap up for this episode right now and hope you learned something. At least I learned a lot from doing this year.